My girlfriend ended up at frat house at 4 a.m. So my girlfriend, 21 years old female, went out to a concert with her friend, but couldn't get in, so instead they went to a rooftop nightlife venue. That same day, I, 22 years old male, went out with the both of them to dinner and such, so I already knew everything that was going on, so I didn't really care. Around 12 a.m., she tells me they're going to a rooftop nightlife venue. After we stopped texting, she calls me. We got off the phone around 1 a.m. after talking for like 5-10 minutes, where she tells me to text her saying that she wants to keep talking to me but can't hear me, which I do. I sent her 3 texts after that period where she just read them and didn't reply. I didn't think much of it and went to sleep. But fast forward, she texts me at 4 a.m. saying that she needs me to pick her and her friend up and that it's an emergency. I'm sleeping, so I don't see that until she calls me 30 minutes later saying the same thing, that she has an emergency and wants me to come pick her up and her friend. So I drive to wherever they are, and it's a random fraternity house about 30 minutes from where they were at before at the rooftop nightlife venue. This is what I found out after the fact. Her friend got kicked out of the rooftop nightlife venue, and these guys told them that they'd take them home, which is about 5-10 minutes from where they were. Instead, they ended up at a fraternity house 30 minutes away. The guys that drove her and her friend to the fraternity house said they were going to take them home, and that she had no idea that they were going there, and that she also didn't know it was a fraternity house, even though her friend, while drunk, knew pretty clearly that it was and said it was when I picked them up. She said that she also didn't think anything of it, and that she didn't notice that they were driving for so long. From there, they stayed for a little bit and drank before she eventually ends up texting and calling me. She also kept telling me she couldn't text me once we got off the phone because her phone was dead, but it wasn't dead since she read the messages initially. And she also let me see her battery percentage through the settings that showed her phone wasn't dead that same day. She said that she didn't do anything and that she kept saying that she was constantly only talking about me. I just want some advice from other people on the whole situation, because up to this point I've never felt uneasy in our relationship. Got drunk? Ended up at a frat house far away, Karma said in the comments, as an objective 49-year-old who has run the gamut from being a young idiot, getting into bad situations due to drinking and being dragged around by or babysitting drunk friends, to parenting young drunk kids. Here's my take. It sounds to me like her friend was overly drunk to the point of getting kicked out of the club. Being that her friend got booted, I'm going to pin a lot of this on her. Your girlfriend likely got dragged along for the ride here, literally by a drunk and out-of-control friend who she felt either responsible for or stuck with. I could very well see your girlfriend being swept up in the moment here with the offer of the ride home, and possibly being unable to persuade her friend from getting in the car with some guys who obviously had ulterior motives. So she winds up at this party, probably nervous, drunk, and confused. She tried to keep in contact with you throughout and fell off on the texts, probably due to distraction, chaotic partying, and potentially chasing after her drunk friend to keep her out of trouble. Maybe her phone wasn't completely dead but low battery? I don't have all of this information. But the key is that she texted you and called you to pick her up as a "get me the fuck out of here" emergency. Doesn't sound like she was having fun. I have been in situations like this and have picked up my kids in similar situations. Sometimes the night takes strange turns, and you wind up where you had no plan on being. Again, the key here is that she called you. I would think if she was cheating and trying to keep secrets, she would have called someone else and kept the whole thing a secret. Obviously, I don't know her and only have limited information here. But I think if you've had no reason not to trust her before, I'd let this one go and chalk it up to drunken mistakes and winding up in a bad place. Also, Viz mentioned other comments. While I agree your girlfriend was dumb as hell and made some excuses that are questionable, young drunk people sometimes act dumb as hell. Is her friend single? She may have just been along for the ride. Her phone may not have been dead, but almost dead. If I'm at 10% out drinking, I treat it as dead. Basically, I wouldn't excuse this as being okay, but everyone saying she definitely got nailed at the party is majorly projecting. I was in an LDR in college and spent many nights at frat parties without cheating a single time. I have also been in situations where I am out until God knows when doing God knows what because my friend is obliterated and should not be getting into a random car by themselves, but will not come home with me, and it's time to play babysitter because I am less drunk and don't want to explain to a jury why I let my friend get raped. You aren't wrong to feel uneasy. Wait a couple days and ask for a reaccounting. See how consistent it is? If you can't trust her, end the relationship. But maybe she's just 21 and got drunk and made some bad decisions and her explanations don't add up because she was drunk. You know her best.